Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sheesh Racing League Round 5 here in the Netherlands. We are just getting underway in the qualifying laps. Nobody has set a time yet. I'm going to get that off your screen there if I can. There we go. And we're set. So we can just watch BFG for a minute, because why not? Not really much else to watch. So, while our drivers take some laps around, get used to the track, set a qualifying time, I'll talk about a little bit about the track itself. So, as usual, I took a few laps around it. All the assists on, of course, because well, let's just say there's a reason that I commentate and I don't race. But regardless, I take a few laps and get a feel for the track. And it's actually a fairly short track. When you're on it, the laps don't feel like they take very long, and typically they don't. But it's very I can't think of a good term, a good word for it, but there's a lot of twists and turns to this one. So there's really only one long straight. There's a few other spots where you can catch a little bit of speed, but it's very curvy. And so I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, it's a really twisty and turny track. So you have to have good control of your car and good control of your brakes to be able to make sure you brake in time, get around the turns well, and you don't crash into any walls. We saw last week, Wild Die 9 went around a turn a little too hot, held the gas down a little too long, and went into a wall, and it resulted in him being DNF'd. But hopefully for him, and also all the other racers, nothing like that will happen today, and they can have a clean race. And right now, Lucy Loco has the fastest qualifying time with a 110.4, and still many people not yet to have set a time. So, well, there's 14 minutes left. I'm going to head on over to SheeshRacingLeague.com, where all of you should also go to find out anything you need to know about the Sheesh Racing League. It's a great resource to learn more about the league itself. We have a schedule in there, I believe. We have standings for sure. And well, I'm going to get to the standing myself. We don't have a schedule, but we do have race results from past races, and that gets updated after every race. We have results of the league, we have the league rule book, ways to contact the league owner, and even some highlights here and there. So it's a great spot. Sorry there, I don't know. Something happened in my headphones. I don't know if you heard it on stream or not, and it confused me. Anyway, back to the SheeshRacingLeague.com website, where, again, you can find everything you need to know about the league. So let's head on over to the SRL standings and run through them with you guys. So, the driver standings, in first and in second are the two BWT Racing Point teammates. Siebert 91 in first with 62 points. Behind him is Relikes Boys with 56 points. And third, with AlphaTauri, we have Gunslinger, 54 points. In fourth is Cam M15 with the Red Bull Racing Team, 47 points. Then in fifth is the Kid Zico with the Haas F1 team, 35 points. In sixth, we have Lucy Loco with the Mercedes Formula 1 team, 32 points. In seventh, we have Slim Omnivore with the McLaren team, 19 points. In eighth, we have Lucy Loco's teammate, BFG 82, Mercedes team, of course, 18 points. In ninth, we have Wild Die of the Williams Racing Team, 14 points. In 10th, we have Cam's teammate, Dunker 864, Red Bull Racing Team, 6 points. In 11th is the Kids teammate, Gerbs, the Haas F1 Team, 4 points. And then the two Ferrari teammates, T-Rex and July, are in 12th and 13th with 0 points. But T-Rex is here tonight, and he'll be able to, unless something happens where he gets out of the race, DNF or disqualified. If everything goes well for him and as long as he places, he'll get some points and put Ferrari on the leaderboard somewhere at least. So that's good. Now if we go down to the constructors standings, so in first place obviously is the BWT Racing Point team, as their two racers are in first and second, and they have 118 points combined. In second is the AlphaTauri team, which only consists of Gunslinger, 54 points. In third is the Red Bull Racing team, consisting of Cam M15 and Dunker, 53 points. Fourth is the Mercedes team, consisting of Lucy Loco and BFG, with a total of 50 points. In fifth we have Haas F1 team, consisting of the Kid Zico and Gerbs, 39 points. In sixth we have Slim Omnivore with the McLaren team, 19 points. I messed that up, but in sixth is the McLaren team. Slim Omnivore is the only racer or only driver on that team, 19 points. In seventh is the Williams Racing team, consisting solely of Wild Eye, 14 points. And then at the bottom is a Ferrari team, again consisting of T-Rex and July, with 0 points. But again, T-Rex is here tonight, and he'll be able to put his team on the board and get them some points if everything goes well. So those are your standings. As it stands right now, lots can change by the end of this race, and lots will change by the end of this race. And since I went through all that, and many more people have set a time, I'll run through that. So as of right now, Reed Likes Boys has the quickest time. He's currently in the pits, but he has the quickest time of 109.6. Then it's his teammate, Seabird91, with a 110.2. Then, not too far behind him, is T-Rex with a 110.4. Sorry, a 110.416, because even closer is Lutzi with a 110.438. So very close there, second, third, and fourth. Then in fifth is Gunslinger with 112.0. And then in sixth is BFG, 112.2. KM15 has retired from the session for the qualifying round, so unless he comes back in the meantime, which I don't even know if he can, he won't have a time set, so he'll automatically start all the way in P9, unless the Kid and Wild Eye don't set a time either. And the Kid is in the pits at the moment, but there's still 8.5 minutes to go in qualifying. Wild Eye is out on the track trying to find himself a time, and we might as well watch him. All the other guys have set a time, so let's watch Wild Eye, who has yet to get himself in place. While we do that, I'll go on down to the TV pod view of Wild Eye here and give you guys some car sound. I don't have much to talk about at the moment, not much is going on, so enjoy. Well, change of plans. Wild Eye got a lap in, puts himself up in fifth with a 110.6, and the only one that's still left to set a time is the Kid. And I say that because Cam isn't even in here, so he doesn't really count as not setting a time yet, because I don't think he's gonna set a time at all. And we just watched Reed Likes Boys go into the wall there. It's only qualifying, thankfully for him. I'm sure that probably did some front wing damage. So, now I'll leave you here, again, to listen to the cars. I know Pillar changed last time. If any updates happen on the board there and there's any difference in placement, I'll come back on to shout it out. And that'll be that for now. With 6 minutes left to go in qualifying, I'll introduce myself because I forgot to at the start of the stream. But once again, I'm your commentator for today's race, Aiden Potty. We're here in the Netherlands for round 5 of the Sheesh Racing League. Still in qualifying laps. The kid Zico still yet to set a time. Kim M15 yet to set a time, but he's retired from the session, so I don't think he's going to be coming back to do so. And Siebert retired from the session. He was happy with his second place, I guess. Mind you, there's still 5 minutes left. Anybody could set a better time and bump him down a bit, but he's confident in it, I guess, and he's going to keep it as is. But the kid, who is still in here, hasn't set a time yet, and he's in the pits. He's in the session. He's here with us, but he's just having a rest in the pit stop, I guess. I'm not really sure why that is. Maybe he's away from his screen at the moment. That's quite possible. But regardless, he does need to set a time at some point, unless he wants to automatically be put down at the bottom of the grid. And if he comes out of the pits, I'll move on down to his view, so that way you guys can watch him while he tries to set a time, since everybody else has a time set and they're just kind of going around for some more, maybe getting a little bit of more practice on the track, or maybe they are trying to beat a time. Who knows? I don't. And I also don't know what else to talk about at the moment. But there is only 4 minutes left in qualifying laps, so pretty soon I'll have lots to talk about because the race will be underway. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, let's go back down to the track. Well, everybody, I'm going to take some time here to shout out some of our socials. So, as you know, we're right here on YouTube, as you are watching right now. However, we also have a Twitch channel, and although we primarily stream here on YouTube for all of you beautiful viewers, the odd time, if we're in a pinch, if something is happening with YouTube, and we can't seem to get the stream up, we will stream it on Twitch instead, if we have to. So if you want to follow us over there, go right ahead. Sheesh Racing League is the name. Shouldn't be hard to find us. You can follow us there. When my very first stream that I was announcing, we had to stream on Twitch. There were some technical difficulties on my end, so we streamed it on Twitch. So it's always good to follow that, just in case something happens. We use that as a backup, and so can you. We also have an Instagram at Sheesh_F1_Racing League. You can find us there, where we post clips. Not always good. Sometimes it's a clip of a crash. Sometimes they're clips of a save. And other times it's just we post pictures of the standings from time to time as well. So lots to see over on the Sheesh Racing League Instagram page as well. And those are the only socials we have right now. We may expand to Twitter or other things in the future. I don't know, but if we do, I'll update you during a stream, of course. So with 1 minute left here in qualifying time. The kid Zico is trying to set a lap time, and if I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's possible, because where he's at right now on the track and how much time is left, he'd have to beat Reed Likes Boys' time of 109.6 by a lot, and I honestly don't think it's possible for him to beat it. And he just wrecked into a wall and lost his front right tire, so no time is going to be set for him as we head into the race here in about 20 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get underway here in round 5 of the Sheesh Racing League in the Netherlands. And I don't know if that message pops up on stream or not, but if so, then there you go. I don't think it does actually though, which is good. But we were just about to get underway, round 5, and once everybody connects, everything loads in, I will walk you guys through the grid and tell you where everybody is starting the race off. We have 9 drivers today, which is typically what we've had in the past few races. We've had about 9. I think we had maybe 8 for one, but it's typically somewhere around 9. So it's about what we expected, I suppose, and hopefully it's a good race for all 9 of these racers. Everybody's just getting loaded in now. Session's going to start in 6 seconds, as you can see on the top of your screen there. And we'll be able to see these guys. They're going to go for a formation lap. And then, while they do that, they're about to, again, I'll go through the grid. So, yes, here they go in the formation lap. So I'll just walk you through how everything's looking. So, in P1, we have Reed Likes Boys, and beside him, P2 is Lucy Loco. In P3, Seabird 91. P4 is T-Rex. P5 is Wild Eye 9. P6 is BFG. P7 is Gunslinger. P8 is Cam M15. And in P9 is the kid Zico. So those are your 9 drivers, and that's where they are going to start the race off here today. They're just coming up to Sector 2 in the formation lab. Everybody getting their tires warmed up. Just taking one last lap around. Get a little bit more of a feel for it. Get ready for the race before everything's a go. And most guys are, when you see them going back and forth like that, that is just to warm their tires. And I see a lot of these drivers, I don't know, I can't say all of them for sure, but a lot of them look like they're going to be starting out on softs. So my guess would be they're going to go soft, medium, soft, but that's not a guarantee. That's just what a lot of drivers seem to do, especially when they start out on soft tires. And I always talk about it a little bit, but in case you weren't in or past streams, soft tires are exactly what they sound like. They're softer, so that means they burn up and they take, I don't want to say damage, but they take wear there. They wear down quicker than a harder tire would because they're soft. That also means that they can get more grip, they get more traction, so you can get a lot more speed with them. So it's a good and bad thing. You can't use them for too long if you want a good race, but you also don't want to use only mediums or anything up from that because it'll slow you down. So there's a yellow flag. The red lights are coming on. And here we go. Everybody starts off. And the race is underway here in the Netherlands Sheesh Racing League. Round 5. I'm Aiden Potty, your commentator for today. Nobody co-commentating as of right now. If any of these drivers happen to wreck, it will be unfortunate, but they probably hop in here to co-commentate with me. So if anything like that happens, you may hear somebody else hop up in the booth with me. But as of right now, I'll be flying solo. Oh, and there's a bad wreck. I just caught that. And who was it that got wrecked out? It was Gunslinger, and he's got a big amount of front wing damage there, and that's not a good way to start the race by any means. But yeah, oh, and as you see there, Reed Likes Boys and T-Rex have a collision, and T-Rex seems to get the worst of it. Oh, and there's a big pile up here in Sector 3, or maybe that was just lag. I'm not sure what was going on there, but there have already been some bumps and bangs here already. And let's go down to Cam 15. Well, I took too long. I pressed the wrong button, and that's what'll happen. Still lots of position changes going on. And right now, sure, let's go on to Cam 15, who's battling with Wild Die 9 at the moment. Or sorry, no, battling with, It says on my grid there, he's behind Wild Eye 9, but as you can see, he's behind BFG, so that's confusing me. But okay, yeah, there we go. It's fixed itself. So yes, he's battling with BFG at the moment. And lots of stuff going on with the grid there. And, well, KM15 just went off the track. So that's enough of that. Let's head on down to, well, T-Rex is battling with Reed Likes Boys. And the Kid is battling with T-Rex, so we got a bit of a battle. So we'll watch the Kid for now, since he's the one furthest in the back and you can kind of see everything. As they're going into the chicane. It's still close, it's still tight racing here. And I think all these guys are on soft tires, so it's going to come down to who races better, because there's not really any speed advantage there. As long as everybody races well. I don't know if there'll be much of a position change between these guys. But let's head up to T-Rex there. He's getting closer to Reed Likes Boys. So we can look at him for a second. Reed Likes Boys is actually fairly close to Cam M15. So they're all kind of in a pack here. And the Kid just got passed by T-Rex. So let's hop on up to T-Rex. He's going to try and pass Reed now. And Reed is catching up to Cam M15. Like I said, there's just kind of a pack at the moment. Wild Die 9's even catching up to the Kid. But right now the closest interval is between Reed Likes Boys. Right now he's really catching up to Cam 15. If you see Cam went a little bit off the track there, and that cost him some speed. So Reed is going to try and pass him on the inside. Cam doesn't let it happen. He comes down on him a little bit just to keep him back, and it works. But Reed Likes Boys is not giving up, and he looks like he's going to try and pass him on the outside, and then the inside as it was a Kane, and that did work. So Reed Likes Boys takes third. They'll top on down. Cam's still close to him. T-Rex is working on Cam now. He almost passed him on the inside of that turn, but not quite. So a lot of these guys are battling. The Kid is working on T-Rex still as well. And it's just very tight racing between the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th racers. Right now, Lucy Loco is holding it down in 1st. But we're going to watch these guys for now, because this is where all the excitement is happening. Oh, T-Rex lost a little bit of traction there. Nothing major, though. He corrected it very quickly. And that's what you like to see. And even now, 7 is getting in on the action there. Wild Die 9. And everybody's really, really tight here. T-Rex almost passed Cam in 15. Then he does pass Cam in 15. And goes up into 4th. And then the Kid passed Cam in 15. So he's going to be right behind T-Rex. Now Wild Die is working on Cam in 15. Cam in 15 is slowly dropping position there. And I'll go up to T-Rex as he's getting closer to Reed Likes Boys. And there's a lot going on here. There is a lot going on here, let me just say. There's some bumps and bangs at the start of the race. Gunslinger kind of went off. And Reed Likes Boys and T-Rex actually right here gotten a little bit of a tie up. And then T-Rex used that as fuel for his fire, I guess, and he passes Reed Likes Boys. And let's head on down to the Kid who's working on Reed Likes Boys. That got really close there for a second, so you see on the interval. But still, very, very close racing, and again, even in 7th, Wild Die is still working on Cam 15, trying to get up a spot into 6th. And yeah, we're gonna have some content here. This is what I like to see. I like the close races, being able to commentate on stuff. And there goes the Kid right past Reed Likes Boys on the inside. So the Kid's up to 4th. Reed Likes Boys down to 5th. And let's go down to Wild Die. There's a small interval there between him and Cam in 15. That's what he's working on at the moment. And that is currently the smallest gap. Rather, not interval, gap, sorry. He's using the wrong word there. And Cam in 15 lost it. He lost traction a little bit, and it was enough for Wild Die to pass him. But they're still very, very close, and he takes it right back, but then goes off track into the wall. Not enough to take a tire off or anything like that, so no major damage, maybe some front wing damage, I don't know. But Wild Die's going to pass him. And it's still fairly close between 4th, 5th, and 6th here. And Lucy Loco is dropping down slowly. I don't know what happened there. Let's see, is he in the pit or something? No, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, back to Reed Likes Boys, who is only 0.9 behind the Kid. That's the smallest gap at the moment. And that gap is slowly getting larger as the Kid is beginning to pull away. Head on down to Lucy Loco, who is fairly close behind Reed Likes Boys. So BFG is in 1st right now, followed by T-Rex, then the Kid, and everybody else falls in behind. That's your top 3 at the moment. And I think I'm going to pop you guys up to our current leader, BFG. And if anything close happens, if anybody gets within a few fractions of a second with each other, I'll head back on down to that and watch them compete. And speaking of, C. Burton is working on C. Burton's working on Cam 15. Cam 15 is just getting passed by everybody at the moment, and C. Burton's trying to take his turn. He's already got his medium tires put on. He just came out of the pits a second ago, and that's what he was doing in there. And now he's working on Cam 15, but I actually can't tell. Let's head on to Cam 15's TV pod. I want to say those are hard, and T-Rex just got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. but I believe those are hard tires. So C. Burton's got medium, so that's a bit better than hard, so he might be able to get past him here. And Lucy Loco is working on Reed Likes Boys very closely. Hop on up to him for a second. And then T-Rex is working on BFG. And Cam 15 took off from Cole there. So, it's a few things going on here. Lucy's close to Reed, and T-Rex is close to BFG. I'm trying to figure out which one to watch. T-Rex is going to try and pass BFG. Can he do it if he takes the turn properly? And well, he does. And he hops himself into first. And at the same time that happened, Lucy Loco went ahead of Reed. Unfortunately, you guys didn't get to see that, but we were watching the ones further up. So the Kid, BFG, and T-Rex are all fairly close to each other. And also, Reed Likes Boys. There. If I can get the camera right, Reed Likes Boys is trying to take fourth back from Lucy. So let's head up and watch the Kid, as him, BFG, and T-Rex are all in close proximity of one another. And it's been some really tight racing this race, and I love it. We've had a few races here where it's not been very competitive, been some big gaps, but as of this race so far has been very entertaining. At least I hope it's been very entertaining for you guys, because let me tell you, I'm loving it. I really am, and it gives me more to commentate on. And as I say that, the Kid tries to make a run on BFG, and it doesn't happen for him, unfortunately. For him, of course, not unfortunately for BFG. And trying to pass him on the inside, he takes a turn. He hit the brakes a little late so that he could get past him, and it worked out for him. So now he takes second, and Lucy's climbing, and Reed Likes Boys passes BFG. T-Rex falls down a spot as he's off the track. So Reed Likes Boys working on, well, he just passed T-Rex and Lucy, so he puts himself into second. And T-Rex will have a time penalty, but he's also working on Lucy at the moment. We can go back down to watching him. Tight race between a lot of these guys right now. And Lucy is getting close to Reed, so we can hop up there and watch that. Lucy's still close to Reed Likes Boys, and they're just heading into the final turn now before they get into the long straight to go through the checkered flag. And I'm going to hop on down to Wild Die. Didn't get it in time, my apologies for that. I saw him getting close, so I'm going to hop back up to Lucy, who's still working on Reed, and I couldn't catch Wild Die making the pass there, unfortunately, so my apologies for that. But we can continue watching the battle up here between Lucy and Reed Likes Boys for second and third. T-Rex and BFG in the pits now, so they might drop some position. The Kid Zico is in first, and he's a good 8 seconds ahead of Reed Likes Boys. There's a tight race between second and third here, and I believe so. We have a commenter, good runs. Good runs indeed. A lot of these guys are racing very well. And right there, fastest lap so far, C. Burton 91, 112.9. He is with the BWT Racing Point team. So Cam 15 is getting close to BFG at the bottom there. I might switch on down to him for a second. And, well, never mind. BFG's off in no man's land there, and he's retired from the session. And Reed Likes Boys hits the pit, so Lucy finally gets that second spot that he's been working ever so hard for. And Reed Likes Boys is going to drop down a bit. So, there are some big gaps between everybody at the moment. So for the first time in the race, we'll actually get to go up to our leader, the Kid Zico, and watch him for a little bit. So BFG has left the session, so he's DNF'd. So we're down to 8 racers, and he won't score any points. So we're down to 8 racers here today. And T-Rex down there has a time penalty of 3 seconds. So even wherever he goes, it's going to have to be at least 3 seconds ahead of whoever he's leading to have claimed that position. So we finally get a break. And meaning I get a break from talking, but you guys get a break from the fun stuff. I'm sure that's what you guys want to see. You guys want to see the battles, and I don't blame you. And that's the first time for me that there's been a busy few laps like that. We're already into lap 12, and it really hasn't felt like it's been that many. I'm gonna hop on down to T-Rex if I can get to him in time, because he's working on Gunslinger now. But he does have a time penalty, so even though he's working on him on the track, and it's gonna look like he's passed him, he's gonna have to get 3 seconds past him to actually be considered 5th if the race were to end. But still, we'll watch him. And T-Rex just took the fastest lap with the Ferrari team, 1:12.4. And T-Rex almost bumped into the back of Gunslinger there. Some good racing from the both of them. No collisions. Would have only been a racing incident, of course, but they keep it clean. T-Rex still working on the spot, trying to get up to 5th. So we can stay watching him for now. And they are headed into... They're just headed in to Sector 2 at the moment, which is a bit of an S-turn. A little tight, but I mean, I guess you could call that an S-turn. Maybe that's what I'll call it, because I don't know any better. So they're heading out of Sector 2 now. And they're going up. Sector 3. And then into the chicane. Again, with Gunslinger maybe braking a little bit earlier. Maybe it's T-Rex braking late, getting excited, trying to pass him, who knows. But it's very tight here. And it's only a 0.2 gap. 0.151, slowly dropping, and he's trying to pass him on the right. Heading into what will be an inside turn for T-Rex. And if he can take the turn well, which it appears he does. And Gunslinger took it better apparently, and he took 5th right back. So there's still going to be a battle down here. So again, we'll just continue to watch T-Rex, and no, Gunslinger got a little too carried away there and almost lost it, I think, and gave T-Rex plenty of room to go ahead. So he does. So T-Rex takes 5th. Gunslinger drops down to 6th. Let's go back to broadcast. Let's head on up to our leader, the Kid. Still leading the race here in lap 14 of 36 and round 5 of the Sheesh Racing League in the Netherlands. And he loses it there, I think. And again, unless that was just maybe some lag or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I don't see any damage to his car, so that might have just been connection. Might not have actually anything happened there in the race, I don't know. Because he doesn't appear to have any damage, and he kind of popped back onto the track. So, I'm not going to comment too much on that any further, because I don't know what happened fully. So we'll just continue to watch him as he leads the pack. A 21 second gap on Lutzi. So the biggest lap right now is 21 seconds right there, and the smallest is a 1.4, which is between T-Rex and Wild Die. So Gunslinger's in the pits, and I think Sieberton's going to be close enough to catch up. Perhaps I'm wrong. I'm just looking at the times there on the left, and yeah, no, I was wrong. But the Kid, our current leader, is going to hit the pit stop. So we'll throw you guys on down to Lutzi Loco, who is in second, 21 seconds behind the Kid, but he's going to get some time made up here while the Kid goes to the pits to get a tire change. Unless he did hit that wall and he's getting a touch up to his car. I'm going to hop you guys down onto T-Rex for a second. I want to, how close is he to Wild Die? He got close there for a second and kind of backed off again. So we'll go back up to, actually we'll go back up to the Kid, because he's back on the track, where Lutzi made up a lot of time. He's now only 5 seconds behind the Kid rather than being 21 seconds behind the Kid, so that's huge for him. So now the biggest gap is 12 seconds between Cam and T-Rex. And the smallest gap is between T-Rex and Wild Die of 0.8. Let's hop on down to that if I can. See, getting closer to Wild Die, so we will watch this. Another little bit of a battle here in heading into Sector 2. So yeah, this has been very, very tight racing. Like I said, it's not a very long track. It may look long, but it's really not. It's the laps don't. It doesn't take long to get a lap in. There's just a lot of turns, so it really is going to come down to driver control, and that's probably why it's been so close so far. These guys are racing well, and the try for the pass on the inside of the chicane by T-Rex, it works. He overtakes Wild Die and pops himself into 4th. Wild Die goes down to 5th, sorry, not 9th. Let's go to Wild Die's TV pod here, as he's still pretty close to T-Rex. And T. Burton is getting a gunslinger in the back of the pack. They're just getting into the chicane themselves. Nothing too major. Let's hop back up to Wild Die because he's closer. Actually, I don't know who to watch here. I might watch T. Burton and Gunslinger because these two they're very good racers, which you may question me saying that since they're in the back of the pack, but they truly are. Gunslinger had a little bit of issues there at the start of the race. He kind of got wrecked out, so that didn't help him. That didn't help his case. And C. Burton hit the pits early, and he hit the pits again at some point because he's back to soft tires now with 20 laps to go. So I hope he's got another set somewhere to put on, because if he has to try with these for the rest of the race, that's not going to be good for him. I don't anticipate that being the case, because he wouldn't make it 20 laps on these. They would blow long before that. Coming into Sector 2 is Gunslinger and C. Burton 91. Still battling for 7th and 8th. Let's see how close Reed is, because Reed's gaining on Lucy Loco, really gaining on him there, as I did that C. Burton past Gunslinger in the chicane, I think. Possibly, I don't know. Anyway, back to Reed Likes Boys, because he's close to Lucy and they're further up, so that's the better spot to watch. And he passes him on the left. A nice overtake there. And that will put Reed up into 2nd and put Lucy down into 3rd. And they're still battling going on down in 8th and 7th and 8th. Well, at least there was a second to go, and not anymore. So let's head up to Lucy Loco, because he's still fairly close to Reed Likes Boys after he just got passed by him. A 0.7 second differential there. And they're into the chicane. And I think both of them have hard tires on at the moment, so neither of them have a speed advantage there. Well, maybe one of them does. Whoever has the newer tires would have a bit of an advantage, but not a whole lot. Not really one that's going to affect much. As we're into lap 18 now, up to 36, so we're halfway through the race exactly. And Reed Likes Boys almost lost it and slid into a wall there, but he held on to it, straightened the car back out, and kept going like nothing happened. And that's probably what he would want you guys to believe, that nothing happened, but from Lucy's point of view, not really what it looked like. But he kept it together. He keeps himself in 2nd, keeps himself in the race even. So right now the biggest gap is a 17-second gap between Cam and Wild Die in 5th and 6th, or Cam and 6th rather, Wild Die in 5. And the smallest gap is right here between Lucy and Reed Likes Boys, which is currently a 0.8 second gap. T-Rex still has a 3-second time penalty on him. And that'll be there till the end of the race. So again, wherever he finishes, I think that's going to be there to the end of the race. I believe that's how it works. And if so, that means wherever he finishes, he's going to have to make sure that he stays 3 seconds ahead of whoever he's ahead of at the time. But he hits the pits as we're talking about him. He's going to drop down a few places. And maybe give KM15 a chance to get back in the race. At least a little bit more. And Reed Likes Boys takes a bit of a gap on Lucy. So there's not much going on here anymore. So he'll hop back up onto the kid, who is currently still in first. So yeah, I've been calling that the chicane, which you just saw him go through there, and it's not really, kind of just a sharp right turn into a gradual left, which isn't quite a chicane. I'm sure you guys will forgive me for calling it that, of course. Of course you will. So let's head back on down to Lucy Loco, possibly. Actually, yeah, let's head on down to C. Burton. He's getting close to Cam M15. Quite close, actually. And I actually don't think Gunslinger... no, he's not that far behind. He's still got them in his sights. And they're just coming into Sector 3 now. Cam and C. Burton are. C. Burton is working on getting up into 6th. He's getting very close. And Cam's on hard tires. C. Burton is on softs. So that's a big advantage for Cole. But the long straight isn't long enough really for him to catch my speed. I don't even know. I wasn't looking at his wheel there. I couldn't see if he even got the DRS or not, to be honest. If you guys caught it, then good for you, because I didn't. And I'm the one that's supposed to be. So, if you guys are better than me, let us know, and maybe you can take my job. Only kidding, of course. Nobody takes this from me, because I will be the best F1 announcer eventually. Maybe not. I hope so. And oh, that's not what you like to see. C. Burton tried to pass Cam on the inside, and their tires got locked up a little bit. And as he was spinning out, Gunslinger came and jammed into him. And Gunslinger completely lost his front wing. C. Burton, I can't see a whole lot of damage on his car, but he just went straight into a wall. I don't know if that was on purpose or what he's doing. I don't know what that was. He was just kind of cruising. I don't know. Maybe he does have damage and he got pulled into the wall. Gunslinger just suffered a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. But yeah, C. Burton, maybe he got mad, maybe he lost control, or it's more damage to his car than it appears. He just went straight into the wall and lost his front wing as well. So Gunslinger hits the pits to get his car fixed. And Cole doesn't. I'm not really sure what he is doing there, but he didn't go to the pit stops. He's just going to keep racing with no front wing, apparently. So yellow flag is still up for Sector 1. And yeah, Cole just went into another wall. I don't know if his car had a lot of damage or if he is angry and is just overcome by emotion. But he's out of the race. That's it for him. And that's unfortunate. He's a good driver. You hate to see that. You hate to see that to anybody, but somebody that you know can handle themselves on the track. That's disappointing to see. So he's out of the race, so we're down to 7 drivers now. And out of those 7, the kid is still leading. So there's Cole coming in right now to help me co-announce. And do you want to walk us through what happened there?
I don't know about that. I'll walk you through what happened. Lap 1, some idiot named Reed Likes Boys decides to cut right in front of the whole field, takes all of our wings off. Cam M15 doesn't know racing etiquette. If someone's a second faster than you, you let them by. You don't just cut in front of them every time they try to pass. And Trax doesn't know how to drive, and Gunslinger likes to drive into people when they're just, spun on the track. Yeah. And Wild Die likes to block people up the qualifying laps. Yeah, so that's everyone who's getting the grid penalty, if you're wondering. Possibly even place penalties if I get to the stream here and take a look what happened.
Well, there was an incident earlier on in the race. No bumps, but actually there were a few incidents at the start there where there's some wrecked. Gunslinger himself wrecked out at one point. But there was a point.
Lucky I didn't wreck him out.
There was a point there.
That I just tossed him.
I don't recall who, but I know Cam 15 was one of them, where somebody was battling with him and he kind of cut down in and didn't let him pass. I don't remember who it was that he did it to, but
buddy. This was a terrible race, let me tell you.
But it wasn't the first time that he didn't do it just to you. And whether it's intentional or not, I don't know, but he did do it to somebody
how
else.
How could I forget? Lutzy Loco in turn 1. I mean, that's kind of on Trex too, though. Anyway,
also, Reed Likes Boys and T-Rex had a collision early on as well.
Reed Likes Boys had to cut in front of everyone on the track, so he's also getting a grid penalty. Sorry if you can hear the stream. I'll turn the volume off.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering who is talking right now, it is BWT Racing Point driver Seaburton 91, who unfortunately got wrecked out, and overcome with anger, kind of took himself out of the race.
No, I took myself out of the race because there's no point in racing. You're 3 pit stops beyond the field. Well,
regardless, we are here in lap 24 out of 36 in round 5 of the Sheesh Racing League in the Netherlands. Kid Zico leading, and second is Reed Likes Boys, and then third is Lutzy Loco. And the other 4 drivers that are still remaining in the race fall in behind that. So those are your top 3. T-Rex and Gunslinger have time penalties on their name right now. T-Rex is a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, and Gunslinger's is a 5-second time penalty. I don't remember exactly what it was for. I think he exceeded the speed limit during the caution. If I can't recall, I do know it was 5 seconds though. So while everything kind of comes to a halt, everything kind of slows down, there's big gaps between everyone, I'll put you in the TV pod of the kid, and you can just listen to some car sound for a minute while I take a break from talking.
Update on race analysis and grid penalties. Reed Likes Boys will have at least a 10-place grid penalty. We'll assess that after the race. That's currently how it's looking.
If any of you are confused as to why Seaburton is making decisions here based on the races and all that, he is actually the league owner. He actually is the league owner, and he races in his own league. Don't worry, there is no hijinks that goes on. It is done fairly, but yes, he is the league owner as well as one of the drivers. If you're confused as to why he's making some decisions here.
Oh, if you want proof that there's no bias, I mean, Reed Likes Boys, my teammate, my friend. Why would I want to screw over us for the constructors for the next race? But that's just how it is. If we give a 5-place grid penalty for unsafe return to the track, and assess it for 1 per car that got screwed over by it, it's at least 10. It's just that's just fair game. So. One positive to take from this race, I'm sure you noticed this as well, Aiden. We had no one going 30 kilometers an hour during the formation lap.
I did notice that, yes.
That was a very nice change, eh?
Well,
really put emphasis on the race rather than freezing the tires.
Exactly. So Gunslinger is currently working on passing Chem M15 here in the back of the pack in 6 and 7. So we will watch them battle for a little bit. Both of them on medium tires. How old I don't know, but there's no advantage there one way or another really. And they're just heading into, they're just in the S-turns. They're heading out of sector 2. I couldn't find the error on my map there, but that's where they are on the track. at the moment, and still battling for 6th. It's Gunslinger and KM15. So Gunslinger and KM15 are still in a battle here at the back of the pack, fighting for 6th place. With only
Gunslinger is on the fresher tires, I believe.
with only 8 laps to go, and he goes off the track a little bit. Gunslinger does, which costs him some speed. And if he would have stayed on the inside, if Gunslinger would have stayed on the inside there, he might have been able to pass KM15. But he tried to go to the outside and actually hit the grass with his left tire, so that took some speed off of him.
KM15 is a very defensive driver, and by that I mean, if you try to pass him, he's going to cut in front of you. So he's very tough to pass, and I'm sure Gunslinger's probably feeling the exact same frustration I was feeling earlier in the race. But I'm sure eventually Gunslinger will find a way to get past. It's just he's lost so much time following him that there's really no chance of him catching Trex anymore.
Unless Trex were to hit a pit stop and Gunslinger were to make up a lot of speed, make up a lot of time. But also, don't forget, Gunslinger has already hurt himself a bit because he has a 5-second penalty on his name. He has a 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, that certainly won't help him at the end of the race. He's going to have to find a way to get past Cam and 15 here soon and make that time up.
Reed-Likes boys of the BWT Racing Point team just set the fastest lap of the race in 1:12.2, and as I say that, Gunslinger almost passes Cam at 15, but not quite enough speed. Cam keeps himself in 6th, but it's still a close battle down here.
I do have to say, Cam M15, his setup on the straightaways is very quick. He's very tough to pass on a straight. Now in the corners, very tough to pass, and he's not very quick through there. So it really just slows you both down. It's just losing both Cam M15 and Gunslinger time rate. Cam M15 were to let him pass and get in the DRS, I'm sure they could make up some time on the tracks. Doesn't seem like that's what he wants to do at this point. If you look up front, Reed-Likes boys is closing on the leader very quickly, actually. Now that's an interesting one, as Reed-Likes boys on the older tires here.
And Gunslinger and Cam are battling very closely now, and Gunslinger passed him there for a moment, and Cam 15 took it right back. And it's getting close down in 6th and 7th. They are side by side there a second ago. If you're wondering why I'm not talking as much as I was earlier in the stream, it's because I kind of run out of things to say. Which, if you know me personally, doesn't happen very often. Cole can attest to that.
This is a good chance for Gunslinger right here. Oh, it doesn't get there. Gunslinger must be heated right now. It's been a long, tough battle.
Well, he didn't have a great start to the race either. I don't remember exactly what happened. Well, Reed likes boys took a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so
That's almost
that hurts his
definitely gonna
case.
cost him the race.
Yep. Mind you, grid penalties are already on his name. And the pass here for Gunslinger. He's running, trying to pass on the inside, and he gets it done. Can he stay in 6th?
KM15's gonna come back at him.
Well, yeah, no. Oh, and a little bump. A
There
big
it
bump,
is.
and it
There's
sets
that
off.
cut in front.
And Gunslinger's off of the track.
There's the leader. Gunslinger letting the
and
leader go by very peacefully.
Yeah, the kid Zico just lapped him there, but
See if KM15 does the same. I highly doubt it, but see if he does the same.
that was that's not what you want to see. That was good.
No.
That was some good racing down there, and then a big bump and throws everything off kilter. So this race has been something else. It's been a long one. It's been a close one for many people. And there's only 4 laps left.
KM15 lets him by. Is he gonna let Reed Likes Boys by too? Let's see. Gunslinger's sticking close. KM15's got to be careful here. If he stays in those blue flags for too long, he will get himself down. Doesn't let him by on the straight.
So Reed Likes Boys sets the fastest lap again, 112.0.
Lets him go in the corner. So if you guys want more information on the penalties, sometime tomorrow afternoon or whenever you feel like it, you can check out the Instagram page. We will have all of those clips and that stuff, that information there posted for you guys.
Instagram page, of course, being at Sheesh_F1_Racing League, or if you just want to type in the profile name is Sheesh Racing League, and you will probably be able to find it without much trouble. You can also always visit our website, sheeshracingleague.com, for standings, as well as the league rulebook and other valuable information that you might want to know about our league. And again, as I said earlier, we also have a Twitch channel, Sheesh Racing League, which we don't typically use. We're primarily here on YouTube. And if we're ever in a pinch and there's some difficulties going on with YouTube, we will use Twitch. So it's always good to follow us there, since it is a backup.
So Reed Likes Boys, it seems like his tires are starting to go off as he's losing time fairly quickly. And there's a penalty for KM15. So that'll work for Gunslinger's favor. He can get past. That battle's closed right up again.
So Gunslinger has a 5-second time penalty. KM15 has acquired a 3-second time penalty. T-Rex also has a 3-second time penalty, as does Reed Likes Boys. So now Gunslinger really only has to be 2 seconds ahead of Cam due to Cam's penalty in order to keep himself in 6th.
2 laps left. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible for Gunslinger.
No, it's not looking good. If KM15
He's definitely going to need KM15 to make another mistake.
Well, if KM15 pulls the same stunt as it did earlier and runs into the side of Gunslinger, then it's nothing's gonna really happen.
That wouldn't be the most surprising thing I've seen all day. Here's the problem with Gunslinger here. He's almost too clean for his own good. If this were me, I'm almost just sending a move. Whatever happens, happens. Because battle this long, I know he's frustrated. There's no way he's not.
This race has just been a constant battle for position for a lot of our drivers.
Gunslinger's got the overtake enabled now.
And we are into the last lap. So he's gotta pull something. He's gotta pull something quick in order to. He's gotta pull a rabbit out of his hat, and what he has to do in order to get sixth and stay in sixth. So Cole, as this race is winding down, where will we be next Saturday?
Next Saturday we will be in Barcelona. Circuit of Barcelona, Catalunya, and that is obviously the race from Spain. And you can find us right here at 8:30 Eastern on the Sheesh Racing League YouTube channel.
So it appears that Gunslinger and Cam are going to battle to the very end of the race, and it's not really going to affect much, but we might as well watch them.
Gunslinger's going to go for it. Oh no, he's not. Never mind.
And it wouldn't really make much of a difference. He has to get 2 full seconds ahead of Cam due to the penalty. Due to his penalty.
Just give him a little tap, send him into the gravel. You never know what happens.
And they're coming around the final turn. Now going toward the checkered flag. And that'll do it.
Oh, and there's that 5-second penalty for Gunslinger.
Indeed. So, that is it for round 5 of the Sheesh Racing League in the Netherlands. This race just comes to a close. And T-Rex is still on the track, so we'll go to watch him for a second here. And he's still very.
Is he gonna finish the race, or is he gonna nail the wall?
He's still very far.
50-50 chance.
He's still very far back of the track. He's just entering sector 3. But he has 2 minutes.
Oh, it looks like a little bit of both. Oh, and he resets the track. Okay.
So what does that mean? Does that mean he doesn't have to get himself out of there? He just gets put back on?
Back in the middle of the track. It's probably the greasiest way to get out of a wreck.
It happened earlier. It happened earlier with somebody else. I thought it might have been connection issues, but apparently not. Regardless, that's the end of the race, and once everything pops up here, I'll take you guys through the placement and how everybody did. Driver of the day is the kid Zico, who is also our winner of the race. Things are loading up here, so bear with us. And there you see it. We have the kid Zico in first, Relax Boys in second, and who is that in third? I don't remember who it was. It's a Mercedes team. I'm trying to recall who was on that team, and it just isn't coming to me.
Mercedes, Lutzi, Loco, and BFG are on the Mercedes team.
So it is Lutzi Loco then. So yes, the kid Zico finishes in first. In second is Reed Likes Boys. Third is Lutzi Loco. Then it's Wild Dying 9, followed by T-Rex. And 6 is Cam 15, followed by Gunslinger. And then 8 and 9 are C. Burton and BFG, who both did not finish. So that will do it for round 5 of the Sheesh Racing League here in the Netherlands. We will see you next Saturday at 8:30 Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, where we will be in Barcelona, Spain for round 6. Thank you for tuning in. As you always do, I'm Aiden Potty with the Sheesh Racing League. Have a good night.